Hello, people. I welcome you guys back to the fourth installation of the Genesis farming method, the most recent and properly up to date method for the uh, arguably best perk farming method that exists within Rise of the Dead. Now, of course, there are other ways that are naturally going to be better, but just in my personal time of playing this game, for the amount of time that I've played, I have come to greatly enjoy utilizing just this game as a whole, or the method as a whole. It's good for perks, money, event farming, like the current event, which you can finally, at least from what I know, grind the gifts for the mastermind event. Also, that is actually a nice looking grand. I guess fits his profile. Or not, yeah, avatar, not profile. And other stuff as well. Yeah. It's what I used to get to 1,000,000 kills after getting to 300,000 originally. Or 350, I forget when I first started. And I just used it ever since then. It's perfectly legitimate. You cannot get kicked or you cannot get banned. I talked with Kronos myself. He said that it was simply a game mechanic that will not get you in trouble. So even if you are using it, you'll be perfectly fine. And this is coming from a game tester who has experimented with this and constantly used it. I also have other game testers who have tried it out and who have used it as well. Do keep in mind as well, this video will be split up into chapters. Now, with that out of the way, I would like to mention you will need three things for this, at least in my personal suggestion. So, without further ado, allow me to get to step one. The first step is simple. You need to have a Genesis unlocked. To unlock Genesis, you must go through the main story mode or story mission, clearing all this, getting to poke the bear, and or either it's one of these two. I forget which one exactly. I believe it's poke the bear. No, not poke the bear. It's one of the okay, no, it's end of the line. Which is at level 300. You can unlock it before, but I would highly suggest you scale up and properly level your gear out, since it will be hard for newer players who don't really know what they're doing. And that's pretty much the first thing. Pretty self-explanatory, honestly. Um, Although I have a lot of people who will pop up at residentials like just saying, "Hey, can you help me out with residentials or not residentials with Genesis?" If you want to stick around, then I guess. But just on a side note, I really would suggest you make sure you're at least a minimum of level 300, or you have a good melee weapon to not be totally underpowered. The second thing that you will need, and I will drag it from the right hand side over here, is the OP Autoclicker 3.0. The OP Autoclicker 3.0 is something that I use, have used, and would suggest you use as well. You can look this up yourself. If I put a link in the chat, or not chat, but in the description or in the link, I don't want people to think that this is some virus. So all you have to do is just look up Autoclicker 3.0, same wording right here. Find this website here. You can verify this is exactly the same, although different. Um, different look since it's 2.1. Go to the downloads, OP Autoclicker, and it should be somewhere around here. Downloads. You can download from here, and yeah. I don't want to go through the process of downloading it since I don't really need to. I already have it here. And yeah, that's pretty much the second thing. You need OP Autoclicker 3.0 or really any autoclicker. Even Tiny Task works. Just make sure you can set the click interval, which I'll go ahead and I'll set up later on once I get to the proper showcase of the method. Continuing this, the third thing, you need a strong melee weapon with at least a minimum of 3 max damage mods. In my personal opinion, I would suggest you use the Broomspear. I mentioned utilizing the Broomspear because of its melee range. The melee range of what you're trying to use is important. The scythe is also another good weapon that you can use for this. You also um, have the Inquisitor's Blade or Inquisitor's Sword, although that's for game testers only. I believe the shovel is another good one. Yeah, the shovel. The chainsaw. The boomerang I know is 6. Fire axe is kind of janky. And you could also use the crowbar, baseball bat, maybe sledgehammer. I haven't really tried that out. I'm gonna be with you. I'm not really a fan of it, so I just kind of don't go near it. But you can use a sledgehammer if you want, or really just any strong and hard hitting weapon. Continuing this, you need to make sure you set it's a hard mode. You don't have to worry about the drops. You don't have to worry about any of that, because that is not while we are here, or why we are here. Sorry. Although in the end, if you want to complete it, then you can pick whatever. Make if you're doing this with friends, make sure that their level is close to you. Although really, I would just say just keep it to yourself. You can show this to people, but I don't know why it's being janky right here. Camera's being goofy. Yeah, this is what it's supposed to look like. That's being weird. Oh well. And yeah. On to the next thing, which is really the final step and the main part of this video. So kind of skipping forward a few seconds. The Genesis farming method, it functions on the spawning of zombies. In the bottom right hand corner, as I've explained in the other videos, every 5 or with the start of Genesis up until 5:10. For me, sometimes 5:15 in game time, zombies will start spawning within intervals of 3 minutes to a range of 100 to 200 zombies per that time frame. Maybe more, maybe less. It really depends. How this method allows you to farm for perks is in regards to the focus levels. As a level 580, or technically 58, the focus levels, which you can see right here, I need to kill 51 level 58 zombies. Out here, I have 3 zombies just to showcase. Level 60, fair enough. Genesis will always scale to your level +2. So you will always find level 58, 59, and 60 level zombies. Now this is only for level 580s or level 58s. As for, let's say, a level 310, it'll be 31, 32, and 33. Let's say 480, 48, 49, 50. It'll always scale with your level +2. Always keep that in mind. Also, the zombies, by technicality, cannot damage you unless you stand close to the door, but you don't want to be standing close to the door. I will go ahead and showcase positionings and where to stand. However, you have the supply crate, a workbench, and then of course your main door. And then you also have this. Make sure when the zombies start coming, they will crowd around the door and they will just start swinging. Pretty simple. I've shown it to you before in videos, so I will showcase that now. All right. So in regards to where you want to stand, there's a few different angles that I used to use. However, one thing I would like to heavily mention is that I would advise you hide all of your clothing items. Due to the way that the weight system for Resident Dead works, and here comes the zombies, 508 or 510, it will start moving you back depending on where you stand. You can kind of see my character is being moved, although not really that much. It's more noticeable if you are actively wearing the portable uh, portable turret or the sled. Also, as you can see, 58, 59, 60. I also need these nails. Because I'm crafting another M1 Garand. I'll also showcase the proper positioning that you can stand at. So don't think what I'm showing you here is actually where you want to stand. I am just grabbing the, okay. So do keep in mind, do not wear any of your clothing items. Always right click and make sure that it's showing as hide. You can also kind of see, even if I'm just standing still, my character is kind of wobbly. There is a few things that you can kind of do to counteract this. The first thing is to, and the side that I normally like to attack from is this end right here. I align myself by holding right click with the spear, and sometimes I can align myself with free cam, or I can align myself like this. I can take a look around, see what I'm doing, and you see how I'm kind of being moved around right here? That is the one thing you want to avoid. So, what is the best spot to stab from? Honestly, right in front of the door. From this range, you should be able to still do the damage. Let's see. Yeah. So if I just stand still right here, let the zombies come, they start smacking, they aren't able to hit me or damage me. I would also kind of advise you have your spear or whatever weapon you're using kind of angled. Alternatively, you can get a little bit closer and you can shift that around by using the crouch. Don't accidentally throw your spear like that. Although you do kind of have to be careful because if the zombies do kind of trigger your avatar, like how you just saw right there, it can mess you up. Wow, that's dead on 50. Now, you can move it around. You can see what the best spot for you is. For me, it's right in front of the door. I've had some people say they're better off on the left side or they can kind of get on the right. But to kind of counteract that weird physics, which is also kind of due to my sword as well, which I normally use the sword. But to counteract the physics, and as you saw, uh, you can earn perks from the level 58, 59, and 60 zombies. Although you can't see the perks of the other two. I was at like 50. Now all I need is 11 to. Okay, so you can get the gifts. I saw that. But to counteract that kind of weird, janky fidget, you can use the metal barricade or the scarecrow. You can. I think you can also use the snowman. Maybe I'm not too sure. I haven't really tested that out. To AFK this as well, which I should probably mention now, I would advise you put 5 seconds and 500 milliseconds. As an example for my sword. Right now I have it auto clicking. It gives my sword enough time to fully gain that stamina back and swing right after. Now you can also do 5 seconds and 350 milliseconds, but I find 500 seconds to 500 milliseconds is a lot better. Oops. Now, of course, again, keep this in mind. This is more so from my experimenting and just my experience with this. I would also like to keep in mind this method is purely for solo only. you can show other people. I normally like to show others the method to kind of just help them out with whatever they need. But hands down, it is better to just run this solo. Now, if you like to work in a team with a bunch of other people, then by all means, you can do that. But still, just keep in mind it is highly advised you just use this for yourself. No one else, just yourself. Also, if I check, I just need 6 more. Level 58 kills, 4 more, 3. Oh, there you go. Level 58 right here. And I got myself a perk point. This is purely for AFK farming, and I would advise not making this the main method that you want to farm. The best way to really get a lot of perks is to do the mission board and then kind of just have this running while you're at school or whatever you're doing. And with that out the way, that generally summarizes the Genesis farming method. So, my final thoughts on my method. There's a lot that I'm still kind of figuring out about it, kind of having been gone from Rise of the Dead for a little bit of time, and with everything that's kind of changed from updates and just my general knowledge. So if there's anything that I've missed, please go ahead and let me know. This video is probably going to. Then again, I've made a whole bunch of different um, variants of this video, so I wouldn't be surprised by any indifference. But it works. I like this method because all I have to do is just kind of AFK and boom, it's done. I don't really got to focus much on trying to farm out for perks and whatnot. Sorry if I seem kind of tired or if my words aren't really going out as they should. Recently woke up, so this is kind of like just me monologuing at the end for whatever reason. In any case, I do hope that this video helps you out and that it's done you justice or done you purpose, whatever. Actually counts. That sounds kind of depressing. Anyways, I hope this method helped you out. And yeah, it's going to be interesting utilizing the chapters for this. But I'll do that once I get it down. So yeah, that's about it for now. Make sure you all take care out there. Today is the 30th. Make sure you have a good new year and stay safe. Yeah, that's all I got. See you later, nerds. Peace. Damien out.